everybody. This is Alan Uslam, the host for Two Chairs No Waiting. It's great to have you here with us. Man, that was some play-in that they were doing there. Oh man, I haven't opened my sound. I've been trying to get everything ready. If you were watching there at the beginning, I'm the what am I? The grip. The grip. I had to adjust the lights. So I got a new title here for the as part of the podcast. I'm not sure that's the right title. I'm the light guy, whatever that's called. So let's see what's going on, everybody in the chat room. We got 30 folks in here right now, kicking off the show. It's good to have everybody here with me. For those of you that might be new and be watching either on Facebook or hopefully YouTube is working tonight. I actually hopefully got that turned on so that it actually is coming in. Maybe it's a key grip. I don't know. I wasn't holding a key. I don't know. So a gaffer. There you go. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. A gaffer. Yeah, I knew a grip didn't seem right. A gaffer. I don't know what all the names are. So anyway, the light guy, a bulb snatcher. There you go. So if you're new for the podcast, this is the live part of the show where I basically just visit with you guys that are in the chat room. And if you'd like to be in this chat room that you see right there, you can head over to live.twochairsnowaiting.com and you can join in with all the folks over there visiting. YouTube is working. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. I appreciate that. So one other thing I've had on YouTube is people have said my audio is too low. I mean, I just turn it up, but some people it's too low, and I would like to be more consistent with my audio. I can't hear the audio that's actually coming through on YouTube, so hopefully it's loud enough that everybody can hear it and it's not too distracting. The audio that's actually part of the audio podcast is run through some filters and everything after the show, but the video version does not get that treatment. So that's so for anybody that might be in here that has complained or said something about the audio being a little low over on YouTube, that's part of the reason it's probably a little more low. Let's see, anything else? Y'all are talking about Little Shop of Horrors. I guess Jackie Joseph, I believe she was in that movie, right? She is in there. Let's see, what else is going on? Low budget. That's your low budget favorite. Well, okay, Tim, you should have another low budget favorite come October or before then when the Mayberry Man movie comes out. That'll be our new low budget. There's no singing in it though. I tried to get to sing Hail to Thee, Miss Mayberry, but I don't think I got to do it. So let's see, anything else going on? Mike's got his laptop going, so now he can chat. Good job, Mike. And everything else is going good. So we're going to talk about actually a article I found this week that I ran across. It came out back in early July. Hold on just a second. Whew, I could feel the sneeze coming. Better now than later. So I ran across it. It says the Andy Griffith Show actor who had to earn his spot, his permanent parking, his permanent spot. Is that what I said? Spot? Or did I say parking spot? I said parking, not permanent. Howard had earned his spot. There we go. There wasn't a parking spot. When I first read that, I could have sworn I said parking spot. Anyway, we're going to be going through that. We're going to do some trivia, and we'll hear from Randy Turner. He's still working. He's been busy. He's been on vacation, and then he's got a book that's coming out the end of August, I believe. It's a Mayberry travel guide book, and so he's taking another week of cooling his heels. Well, actually, he's working really hard on that book to get it ready and get it sent to the printers. So we're going to have another rerun. I told him not to worry about it. Andy Griffith Show fans love reruns. Plus, it's been 4 years, so none of us can remember it anyway. So, so we're going to be hearing another rerun from Randy. And I think that's all I've got just to warm you guys up. It's the 90th anniversary of Frankenstein this fall. Wow. I didn't know that. Y'all are just full of trivialities here in the chat room. So in the chat room right now, I see 33 folks in there. Let me say hi to everybody. I see Carolina Cody, Miss Mayberry, Sarah Blaine, Lydia Crosswaith, Susan, Don Good, OK Tim, Matt Copeland, Kathy Hinckley is in here, Lynn Thomas, The Milo boy Dan, he's in the room with us. It's Therapeutic, Anthony, Thomas A. Moody. Thomas A. Moody's in here. Dave is in here. Kentucky Mike, Nipper of the Bud, Donna Faye, Goober Fife, JL327, Dennis Asa Blaine. Now, Dennis Asa here, he actually slept through the podcast last week. So he missed the podcast live show because he actually slept through it. So he is really getting into character. Congratulations, Dennis. I see Indiana Steve, Kentucky Mike, Emmett Clark, Clanton, Milo Boy Rand is in here, and Spirit Walker. Going to have all you guys here in the room. Yeah, Asa wrote me and said he was sorry he missed the podcast last week, but he actually fell asleep, and he didn't wake up until Barney knocked something over in the store. That's what I heard. But that part may or may not be true, but he did fall asleep. Yeah, and he does have green bullets. Do I have my green bullet? I had it right here. No, I thought it was in this bag. No, let's see. It may be it's probably back over there on my shelf, but I have one of Ace's green bullets. If you don't have one of them, you're missing out. If you saw my desk, you'd know why I can't find it. So my desk it's just piled full of stuff right here. I got to clean this up. Let's see. Nope, can't find it. Anyway, so good job, Asa. Anything else going on before we get started? I see there. He's awake now. Yeah, he's awake now. Yeah, he was probably playing with his ball tinfoil and fell asleep again. That was what probably happened. Okay, so let's get this show rolling. So again, if you're new here, and this is the first time, this is not the actual podcast. This is just an opportunity for me to visit and talk to everybody and say hi before the show actually gets started, and just to make sure everything's working as well. So we're about 10 minutes in. Gosh, I've been blathering. Let me check my music. That's kind of loud, but okay, that works. I'm trying a new setup with my microphone cable, and it ain't working good. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna do so you guys, let me turn off where you guys can see this good. So, I've got basically I got earbuds in my ear, and they're run backwards and run down my neck. So that's how I get the earbuds out of the picture. I'm trying to be, and I have this very sophisticated method of holding the cord so it won't do it. I have a clothespin that I put in the back of my neck. There we go. There's movie magic, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how I keep it from moving around and bother me. I was trying a different way. I pinned it further down my neck, and it wasn't working. Every time I turned my head, it was pulling. So there, now you guys know, if you didn't already. Hopefully you don't ever see that running down the back of my neck or the clothespin. You'll wonder why I just took in the laundry. That's what it really is. So, all right, we're all set. Let's get this thing going. And we'll talk to you guys on the other side. Let me cover you guys up. I'm all set. Danny's all set. So, all right, what's going on? There we go. All right, let me get a drink of water. Sound like Briscoe anytime I reach for that. Oh, that was good. It's not water either. It's Diet Mountain Dew. Okay. We are ready to go. Let's roll this show. And we'll see you guys on the other side. Have a fun time visiting. Hopefully I have everything ready to go. All right, let's go for it. Chairs No Waiting, episode number 644. Howard earned his spot. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at WeaversDepartmentStore.com. Drop by over at Weavers and pick up some of the great Mayberry items they have over there. They have Mayberry Finest food products. That's right, you can head over there and get some Mayberry's Finest. You can get bacon, all kinds of different stuff like coffee and jelly or jams. And you can also get some of Mayberry's finest hamburger dill pickles. That's right, just like Aunt B used to make. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you. The executive producer of episode number 644 are Susan and Wynn Arnold. Susan and Wynn. So thank you very much for helping support the podcast, Susan and Wynn. And thank you for being here with me. Every week, I say this every week. It's so fun to get to visit with everybody and talk about the Andy Griffith Show and just Mayberry in general. And this is no exception. I was reading online and ran across this article in July about how Howard had to earn his spot. And we're talking about Howard Sprague, Jack Dotson, how you had to earn his spot. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to do a little trivia, and then we'll hear from Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History. So let's get right on into the story here, because this is I think it's a great story. I'm going to play a little bit of fun music in the background here. I think I'll do this one. And I want to thank the VW Boys for that music. Tim White, thank you for letting me do it. So we'll turn this down a little bit. So there was an article that ran in the Showbiz Cheat Sheet. Cheat Sheet, that's what it's called. And it's called The Andy Griffith Show Actor Who Had to, quote, earn his permanent spot on the comedy. It said, I didn't even have a parking space. So when I originally made the title of this, I said he had to earn his parking spot. Well, that was evidently right. But this is Jack Dotson. Now, you guys may remember Jack Dotson, Howard Sprague. So let's go along with this story. Now, this story, again, is out of the Showbiz Cheat Sheet. It'll be linked to in our podcast show notes for this episode. And you'll be able to go there and read the entire article for yourself. And it's written by Lou Haviland. And definitely something that's back from July 11th, 2021. So let's check this out. So it says, when the Andy Griffith Show debuted in 1960, the original cast was there to stay. Andy Griffith himself, Don Knotts as the deputy sheriff, Barney Fife, young Ronnie Howard as Opie Taylor, and Frances Bavier as Aunt B. In the show's post-Barney 5 years, after the 5th season, one actor revealed that he had to fight for his spot on the show. In fact, he said he didn't even have a parking spot for quite a while and had to run out to feed the meter every so often for hours. He had to do that. Jack Dotson played Howard Sprague on the Andy Griffith Show, and he joined the show's cast in the 6th season in 1966. So it was the 6th season in 1966. The Andy Griffith Show was already running like a well-oiled machine by that point, and Dotson was brought on, presumably, to help fill the enormous hole that had been left when Don Knotts departed the show earlier that year. Now, of course, he was not going to fill Don's shoes, but when Don Knotts left, I am almost certain it would have taken multiple people to step up and really take on the roles and the parts that Don had played as just Barney himself. Jack Dotson joined the Andy Griffith Show as Howard Sprague, the mustached milquetoast who lives with his mother. He was kind of developmentally stunted like Barney had been, but Howard nonetheless possessed an ensemble of neuroses of his very own. So he had all these things. Remember his sinus problems, all kinds of stuff that Howard Sprague had. Now granted, guys, I know Howard Sprague was in the Color episodes. Some of you may not like him. Some of you do. I loved Howard. I think he's a fun character. And just like so many of the people on the Andy Griffith Show, I know people, I may be one of them, that's like Howard. So Howard always has had a soft spot. He was a good guy. He really worked hard to work for the community. I mean, he was a good man. Howard Sprague was timid with women. and manly man. He was a little timid and felt most at home at his job as Mayberry's county clerk. Whereas Don had played Barney like he was about 9 or 10 years old, like he's a 9 or 10-year-old boy. Jack Dodson drew upon his memories of basically himself as a gawky adolescent in creating Howard Sprague. He was most entertaining character to enter Mayberry probably since Gomer, or Goober, because I guess Goober came after Gomer. But Howard was, he just fit, in my opinion, into the Andy Griffith Show itself. He definitely seemed like somebody who would be from Mayberry. The actor was not handed an easy pass to get onto the Andy Griffith Show. When he joined the show, he had to prove that he was a keeper. You know, that they wanted to keep him around. Jack Dodson said, "In my first year of the show, I didn't even have a parking space." It was the #1 show on television, #1 show on the air, and I had to go out every 2 hours and put money in the meter, in the parking meter. See, that sounds like an episode of the Andy Griffith Show where Howard, he's got a job at the courthouse there in the Mayberry, as a county clerk, and he's having to go out and feed the meter every 2 hours because he's not got a parking spot. That just sounds... Man, that sounds like something that should have been on the show. Howard won the hearts of Mayberry devotees with his November 1966 episode, Big Fish in a Small Town. That's one of the strongest stories of the Andy Griffith Show's final years, I should say. With both Barney and Gomer gone, Jack Dodson helped Andy Griffith Show writers create conflicts for Andy. He was one of the guys. He was not the only one. Goober did a pretty good job. Emmett, several of them did a good job. But they needed those conflicts for Andy to have to solve. And there's definitely that Howard was able to create the conflicts. But if you think about it, Howard was actually, in some episodes at least, the most, I hate to say it like this, the most like Andy, as far as Andy was the completely normal straight guy. There were a lot of times when Howard also was a straight, he was the straight guy almost. He looked at things that Goober and Emmett, so those other guys did, and would be shaking his head, kind of like Andy did at times. And then other times Howard is just like clueless and did stuff. It's just amazing. Guys, you've got to watch the color episodes. Turn the black and white on. Just take a color out of your TV and watch them. But they're great things. Once the Andy Griffith Show ended in 1968 and morphed into the new series, Mayberry RFD, Jack Dodson, as well as co-stars George Lindsay and Frances Bavier, made a career of the series, remaining as regulars more or less until its cancellation in 1971. Frances left a little earlier, but George and Jack Dodson were both there. Andy Griffith himself made an odd appearance on the show from time to time, but it was not reportedly that crazy about it. He was ready to walk away. Don Knotts' son Tom said the Matlock Star was unhappy about how the spinoff turned out. That Andy didn't like it as much, according to Tom Knotts. Because I don't know. I've never heard that, but I thought it turned out pretty well. I mean, it wasn't too bad. But they did do a lot of storylines on Mayberry RFD that were very similar to some of the Andy Griffith Show storylines. Andy grumbled about the new Mayberry. We saw a lot of him during that period, Tom Knotts recalled. And I remember him talking about how much he just didn't like the show. He didn't like it, according to Tom. So that's basically the article, going back talking about Andy and Howard Sprague. Now, I've never heard that Andy didn't like the show. I never did hear that before, that he didn't like the Mayberry RFD. To me, that seems kind of counterintuitive because Andy was making money off of it. Because Andy was one of the executive producers So he owned it, just like he did the Andy Griffith Show, I assume. So he was probably doing okay with that show, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't get a lot into that show, and maybe that's why he didn't like it. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, Jack Dodson was amazing. If you guys haven't seen or listened to it, I think it was episode number 185 I did about Jack Dodson, and then there's another one that I did later on about Jack as well. So definitely go and watch the podcast, and you'll hear, if you're watching the video version of this, you're seeing some pictures of Jack Dodson from when he was actually in the Army. And we tell those stories in some of those episodes, so you can go back and check them out. I'll do my best to put a link in the show notes about them so that you can find them. But it's episodes number 158. I don't know what I said, but 158, it's called Jack Dodson. And episode number 479, the history of Jack Dodson. So you might want to go and check those out, because I think you'll enjoy those and find out about some of his military time and other things that Howard Sprague himself did back in those times. So I'll have a link to it in our show notes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed hearing about just Howard didn't even have a parking spot, the poor guy. I just thought that was absolutely great. All right, so let's get ready for some trivia now. So let's do our trivia music. There we go. So get out your pens and paper. Let's play Mayberry Trivia. Mayberry Trivia. Let's see how I'm going to try to watch the chat room. They're live right now. We'll see how they do. Question number 1. This is a true or false question. And these are actually coming out of the Andy Griffith Show trivia game. This is where these are coming from. But you can go and check out the same questions pretty much in Scott Hopkins' book, Mayberry Trivia, that you'll find at Weaver's. Question number 1. Barney took voice lessons. True or false? Barney took voice lessons. True or false? True or false? Barney took voice lessons. The answer is true. So give yourself a point if you said true. You don't get anything for the points. It's just pride. All right. Number 2. Oh, this is a good one. From the street. Okay, so you got to listen to the question good. From the street, which courthouse door had a mail slot? So standing looking at the doors from the street, which courthouse door had the mail slot? Slot where the mailman slide the paper or slide the mail through. Looking from the street, which courthouse door had the mail slot? Ooh, this is a good one. So if you don't want to know the answer, you can pause it, but the answer is the one on the right. The door on the right has the mail slot in it. Oh, that was a good question. A 50-50 chance, but I don't know if I'd have gotten that one. All right, so this one's going to be easy. So everybody get ready with a finger on the buzzer. Who was Barney's voice teacher? Back when he used to take voice. Who was Barney's voice teacher? Here we go. The answer. Who was Barney's voice teacher? Come on, you get it? The answer is Eleanora Poultice. Eleanora Poultice. Back when he used to take voice, yeah, that's what my voice teacher always told me. Back when I took voice. Yeah, star without a choir without its tenor is like a star without its glimmer. I love it. Okay, this is a multiple choice. And no, I'm not even going to give you multiple choice. You just got to give me the answer. Who toured the United States on his bicycle? Who toured the United States on his bicycle? Now, this is a little hard. Who toured the United States on his bicycle? You should know his name. If you don't, you're getting close. The answer is Malcolm Merriweather. Englishter. You Englishter did it. All right, Malcolm, that was 4. That was number 4. Number 5. True or false? Oh, here we go. True or false? Okay. Get your fingers on the trigger again on this one, on the buzzer, because this one's going to be quick. True or false? There is one cell in the courthouse. True or false? There is one cell in the courthouse. Okay. All right. There's one cell in the courthouse. The answer is that's false. Come on. You had to know that. You got cell number 1 and cell number 2. There's no writing on the wall. Okay. All right. Number 6. Okay. So we knew about the mail slot. So what 2 signs are on the front door of the courthouse? I'm not asking which side they're on. Just what 2 signs are on the front doors of the courthouse? Or on the doors? What signs? What 2 signs are on the courthouse doors? If I read it that way, does that help? The answer is, come on, can you get it? What 2 signs are on the courthouse doors? The answer is sheriff and justice of the peace. So one says sheriff and one says justice of the peace. Those of you watching the podcast, look right above my head. I have those signs made by Brian Rose, our buddy, right above my head. Sheriff and justice of the peace. So if you missed it and you're watching the video version, come on. Okay. Next. Next answer. I did a good job not telling that before I gave everybody a chance to answer this. All right. What did Goober do with an imaginary needle? This one's a little hard because the question's kind of hard. What did Goober do with an imaginary needle? Goober Pyle. What did Goober Pyle, what did he do with an imaginary needle? That's right. I see it in the chat room. People are getting it. He sewed his fingers together. You know, he'd go. And then I can't do it. He sewed his fingers together. Good job. All right. Number 8. Who lost his voice on the day of the choral? Choral? What's that word? Of the big choir performance. Who lost his voice on the day of the big choir performance? Was it Barney, Gomer, Andy, or Otis? Who lost his voice? It was, the answer is, who lost his voice on the, you know, he claimed he got antifreeze on him or something like that, didn't he? It was Gomer Pyle. He claimed he lost it, so Barney would sing. Yeah, Barney was singing. All right, 2 more questions. We'll just round them out with 10. All right. This is too easy. Who ticketed the governor's car? Who gave the governor's car a ticket? Who gave the governor's car a ticket? You could just guess this, couldn't you? It was Barney. It was Barney. I'm not even giving you a lot of time on that one. Barney gave the governor a ticket. The governor's coming here. Bless his heart. All right, the last question. Okay, this is a good one for a last question. There's 3 answers, right? You got to give all 3. What 3 impressions did Goober do? What 3 impressions did Goober do? Come on, you can do this one. You got to give all 3, though. What 3 impressions did Goober do? I can't do it. I ought to do it. You got to close your eyes for this one. All right? Close your eyes for this. Judy. He did Cary Grant. He walked like Chester. And then he goes, all right, you guys, beat you guys. All right, you guys, come on, you guys, beat it, you guys. Edward G. Robinson. You keep your eyes open for that one. So it's Cary Grant, Chester from Gunsmoke, and Edward G. Robinson. All right. So how'd you do? That was 10 questions. I hope everybody had fun playing it. And if not, that at least you got some smiles and enjoyed yourself hearing the questions read and thinking about those particular episodes. It might make you want to go back and check out the episodes this evening or whenever you're listening to this and just have some fun. So now let's go hear from Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by Special Correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
Jean Hagen was born on August the 3rd, 1923. In the episode of The Andy Griffith Show titled Andy and the Woman Speeder, Jean played Elizabeth Crowley, a woman caught speeding through Mayberry who used bribery and flattery to convince all of Sheriff Taylor's witnesses into supporting her position. Jean's film debut was a supporting role in the 1949 film Adam's Rib, and her first starring role was in 1950's The Asphalt Jungle. But in film, Jean is unquestionably best remembered for playing the vain, talentless, and shallow silent film star Lena Lamont in the 1952 musical Singin' in the Rain, for which she received an Academy Award nomination. In 1953, Jean was cast in the new sitcom Make Room for Daddy. The show starred Danny Thomas as the successful nightclub entertainer Danny Williams, with Jean playing his wife Margaret. The show was produced by Sheldon Leonard, who would later also produce The Andy Griffith Show. Make Room for Daddy had high enough ratings to survive, but was never a top 30 show. Certainly one of the show's bright spots was that Jean was nominated for Emmy Awards for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series every year for the first 3 seasons. Off camera, Danny and Jean often argued, which contributed to Jean feeling dissatisfied with the role. After the 3rd season, she announced she would not be returning to the show. This obviously put star Danny and producer Sheldon in a difficult position. To explain that the characters had divorced would not have been accepted with the prevailing social norms of that time. Their solution was to kill off the character, a first in television sitcom history. When the 4th season began, the show had been retitled The Danny Thomas Show, and viewers learned that the character of Margaret Williams was dead. Throughout the 4th season, the storylines dealt with Danny Williams trying to be a single father, until it was decided that a new wife and mother was needed. So at the end of the season, Danny met a young widowed nurse named Kathy. Danny and Kathy quickly fell in love, and in the season finale were engaged, at which point ABC promptly canceled the series. Instead of spelling the end of the series that had never fared well in the ratings, the cancellation proved fortuitous. That same year was the last for the top-rated I Love Lucy. When CBS learned the Danny Thomas Show had been canceled, they picked it up and aired it in I Love Lucy's old time slot. By the end of the season, the show, which had never cracked the top 30, was ranked number 2 in the Nielsen ratings. Thankfully for Mayberry fans, the show had finally found success, since, as we know, a later episode of the show served as the pilot for The Andy Griffith Show. Sadly, Jean's health began to decline in the 1960s. She made a bit of a comeback in 1976 to play character roles in several television episodes in shows such as Starsky and Hutch. But she passed away in 1977 after battling esophageal cancer for 3 years. She was only 54. But Jean's work lives on. Her 3 best-remembered film roles were in Adam's Rib, The Asphalt Jungle, and Singin' in the Rain. All 3 have been placed in the National Film Registry for preservation as culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant films. She received a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame in 1960 for her contributions to television, in large part based on her performance as Margaret Williams in Make Room for Daddy. That's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to take Andy's advice and go out there and act like somebody.
Thank you, Randy. As always, Randy comes up with some amazing stuff. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the fun Mayberry stuff Randy's doing online and in other places, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com. turnersgrade@gmail.com, and he will make sure you don't miss out on anything like his ambassador magazine that he puts out, and also a brand new book he's got coming out pretty soon called the Mayberry Travel Guide. I'm assuming Weavers will probably have, but it's the Mayberry Travel Guide by Randy Turner. Yes, I think Mrs. Weaver yelled in the background. So, yeah, thank you, Randy. He's working very hard to get that book out right now. So this is what is it, August 2021, and so he's getting that out right now. So if you're hearing it later than this, the book will be out sometime at the end of this month. So Randy, thank you. I want to thank all of you that show up here for the live version of the podcast. If you'd like to be a part of that, you can join us on Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Monday nights at live.twochairsnowaiting.com and be a part of the chat room that I've been reading the answers that they gave to the trivia questions. And you can join in and just enjoy each other's company. There's about 30, 40, 50 people in there any given night, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to probably have some scheduling conflicts coming up in the next month or so in September because of the Mayberry Man movie. That's right, Mayberry Man will be finally starting to release and come out to the public. So it'll be coming out, and for people that supported the movie, we'll get a VIP premiere on the 4th of September in Danville, Indiana. And then there's going to be another one in LA on the 13th of September. And then the Wednesday of Mayberry Days, it'll be in Mount Airy, North Carolina for a VIP showing. The movie will be released to theaters. I believe the date is the 21st of October is when it's going to start being shown. So that's coming up, and I'll be at some of those events. So those are, some of them are during the Mondays. So it may impact us, but we will have a show, but it just won't be live. Okay. So we got live. So Mayberry Days is coming up. Definitely start making your plans to be there. It's going to be very hard to get a hotel room if you haven't already. So, and go and check that out. Go to mayberrydays.com and you can get all the information about Mayberry Days there. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I want to thank the patrons for the podcast. I want to thank Susan and Wynn for helping support the show. If you'd like to be a patron, you can donate $1, $5, whatever you want. You can do monthly. You can do an episode. You can choose how much you want to do, but it's very helpful to me. And one of these days I'm going to retire from my real job, and then I'm going to need help paying for all these things. So I want to thank everybody that has already been helping me. I appreciate what you do. It is so good to just know that folks enjoy, even after 640 plus episodes, that you guys are still enjoying the podcast. You know, I would love to hear from you. Give me a call at 888-684-8684. Now, what have I gone blank? I'm going to have to read the number. It's 888-684-8415. Or you can give me an email. You can send me an email at floyd@imayberry.com, or just drop by twochairsnowaiting.com and leave a message. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for everybody that helps support the show and gives donations towards keeping the show running. I really do appreciate it. It helped. I was able to buy a new projector for some of the help that I've gotten from the Mayberry Meetup folks, so that we can watch the episodes during the meetup. So it's been a lot of good. Whoop, the time's getting out. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. All right, we're clear. We're clear. I think that's it. There we are. We're back. All right. So we got like 34 folks still in the chat room. Thanks for being here. I saw Danny and Randy. They're both in here. I can't remember if I said hi to everybody. Did I say hi to everybody at the beginning? I did, didn't I? So hopefully everybody is having a good time. So yeah, I'm going to be going to Indiana. I think we're going up the Thursday. Yes, Jan says yes. Because I've got to be there Friday for when the premiere takes place. I can't get my, oh, there it came. So yeah, we're leaving on we're heading up there on the 2nd of September. So a month. We got a month. Yeah, we're heading up there because there's some interviews and stuff that Stark Howell is wanting us to do. I think on that Friday, the 3rd. So we're going to be doing some, maybe, I don't know, TV, radio. I'm not really quite sure. But he asked us to come up there early. So I'm going up there early to do the stuff. Yeah, I get to see Chris. There should be some other folks, hopefully, I get to see as well. I haven't seen a lot of you guys since the filming, or since Mayberry Days, at least. It's been quite a while. Some of us I saw at the thing in Indiana we did back in, the 15th of May, I think it was. So, but I still haven't seen everybody. It'll be fun to see everybody and to be able to watch that daggum movie and see how it goes. I was talking to some of the guys I work with today. They're all wanting to be able to see it. So they're asking about when's it going to be on in Huntsville? How are we going to see it in Huntsville? There are some, I need to pull this picture up and tell you guys this story. So there are some scheduled already events or where it's going to be shown. The first place it's going to be shown is at the Howell Theater. That's one of the places that scheduled it not too long ago. Let's see if I can find the right. I was going to show you guys. So Ashley, who is in the movie, she is Kate. It's not showing up in here. So I'll just show you this. So the Ashley, who's Kate, is on the Mayberry Man poster. Let me show you this. He saw this at the Howell Theater that was established in 1935. It's finally coming through. The computer's getting a little unhappy with me. And she saw this, and then she posted under it on Facebook. She said, "Oh, what a great way to start my birthday," because it's her birthday. And she's right there beside Brett, right there in the Mayberry Man poster that's on the Howell Theater's website. And right there she is, right beside Brett. And then right beside us over there is the Free Guy movie there, if you're looking at it to your left. And she posted on her birthday, "Oh, how great it is. This is great. It's a way to start my birthday. Here I am right beside Ryan Reynolds." Oh, yeah, I can show. Well, let's see. I probably have the actual email. I could pull it up. But basically, she wrote, here's what she actually said. She said, where is it? Oh, the premiere's next month, she said, and will be shown in small theaters and streaming in October. Great way to start my birthday. I'm next to Ryan Reynolds, is what she actually said. And so I ended up writing her, and Jan gave me the link, because I wrote her back and said, "Ashley, that's not Ryan Reynolds. That's me, Floyd, next to you." So now that I've been mistaken for Ryan Reynolds, I just, there you go. I don't know. I don't want to get the big head or nothing, but there we go. So, see, that's me beside her. That's Floyd. Then Ryan Reynolds is on a completely different poster. And since she's, going that direction, it can't be Brett that she thinks Ryan Reynolds. It must be me. So, yep. There we go. Just wanted to let you guys know about it. Yep. That was good. So, yeah, I sent that to Jan. Let's see. I can probably pull it up in my sent folder because it was in my email that I sent it to her last week. I don't remember. What day did I send that to you, Jan? Can you tell me? I could probably pull it up here. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny today on Facebook. Here it is. I think I found it. Yeah. So here's actually, you guys won't be able to read it because it's too little, but I just thought it was funny. So here's my email, and this is where she had said, "Great way to start my birthday, next to Ryan Reynolds." And I wrote her down here at the bottom. That's not Ryan Reynolds. That's me, Floyd, next to you. So anyway, it was pretty funny. At least I thought it was funny. And it wasn't me actually that said it was the guy that works next to me. So I was telling him about it. He said, "You were mistaken for Ryan Reynolds." And I went, "Well, yes, I was. This is great." So that's right. I'm beside Ryan Reynolds. That's exactly right, Don. Yes. Yeah. Floyd just needs a different haircut. So I would have a haircut like Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to deal with all the paparazzi and stuff and people thinking I'm him. I don't want to do that. That'd be terrible. So, anyway, I thought that was pretty fine. She just did a heart or smiley face or something about it. It's pretty funny. Carrie was in there. Carrie saw it. She laughed about it too. Let's see. Anyway, that was a fun thing that happened this week. I can't think of anything else in particular that happened that I wanted to make sure I told you guys about. So I really don't have much else going on this evening to tell you guys about. I've been watching a lot of Olympics, trying to see just these unusual sports that I don't get to see much. Like what was it I was watching the other day? I don't even. It's some weird. I never. Anyway, I watch all the unusual sports that I can because you always get to see, you get to see gymnastics and all that stuff. You see that all the time. I want to see the ones that nobody gets to see except during the Olympics. I mean, where else you can't see some of these sports on TV? Ping pong and badminton and handball and. I've been watching all these fencing. I've been watching all this kind of stuff. Just a little bit of it. Basically, I flip channels continuously. That's what I really do. All right. So Carrie got called out for being late. She said she'd be here. She'd be here. Fire and a feast and famine. I guess she went to the dime store to get something to eat before she showed up here. So where did the Wheaties? Oh, so somebody's asking where the Wheaties box came from. Oh, the one right here over my head. Let's see if I can make it bigger there. So that Wheaties box, I honestly don't remember. It's obviously not real, that Wheaties box right there. But it's Therapeutic was asking, Jan said. So it came from, I don't remember. It came from, I don't remember. No, I don't remember where it came from. But I have another one. There's one right over there, too. So I have two. Somehow I've ended up with two of those. Now, the Rap-Uts, that came from the Mayberry Man movie. That's right there. That's actually from the set of the Mayberry Man movie. That's it. That's a actual prop. And the actual tie I wore is right here. Jan got it dry cleaned for me, and I've kept it over here separate. So this is the tie I wore as Floyd in the Mayberry Man movie. I have two more. I have at least three of these. Yeah, three.
Oh, sorry. Someone else had asked about the Wheaties box first.
Oh, somebody else asked. Okay.
Well, no, Therapeutic asked too.
Yeah, but somebody asked before Therapeutic. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, any other questions? Yeah, is there stuff behind? I can tell you about anything behind me or got any questions. If I see you ask, I can answer them. Otherwise, I can't. So, anyway, it was a great day. Had a lot of fun. Working at work. That's always fun. But I always look forward to being able to come home and spend some time here talking about the Andy Griffith Show. I actually got to talk about it a little bit during the show. Floyd, I was wondering if I get an associate producer credit on IMDb for being a backer. For the podcast. I did think about that the other day, but there would be such a long list. I don't think I can actually pull that off. I don't know. Wouldn't they get mad at some point? I don't think you can do it per episode the way they've done it. That would be pretty cool if I could do that. I haven't even got all the episodes of the podcast in IMDb for Two Chairs No Waiting. I do have a lot, but I don't have that. So if you guys haven't seen, you can go over to IMDb, and Two Chairs No Waiting is on IMDb itself. Let's see. Let me go pull this up here. It is if you go and look, there's Two Chairs No Waiting is in IMDb. And Court did this somehow to become a star. I think he said that he had appeared on Two Chairs, which he has. So, maybe I'd put you in as one of the stars, Danny. That's what I need to do because you've been on the podcast.
Hey,
yeah.
Wheaties box came from Mike Creech.
Oh, so Mike Creech. Is he in the – Mike Creech is not in here?
Jenkins
Oh, Mike Kenneth Junkins said it came from Mike Creech. So Mike's in the chat room too. So Mike Creech made those, and there was they had several of them. I don't know how I ended up with two, but it's in there. So yeah, there's the podcast. I don't know if I can do per things. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it, for everybody? But anyway, there's also the Mayberry Man stuff is in there. So go and check it out. And of course, coming up at the end of the month, let's go back, is Mayberry Effect is going to be released digitally. So make sure you guys are watching for that. And then eventually we'll have it here at Weavers. It's releasing on August the 31st digitally. So you'll be able to download, or not download, but buy digital versions. So if you have iTunes or something like that, you'd be able to do that. So you'll be able to watch the movie. It's got some it's pretty cool. That's Jeff Branch and his squad car. Of course, that's, you guys know what that is. There's Gomer. Oh, he's singing the halls of Montezuma right there. That's awesome. That's here at the house. That's another view. If you're here in my room, it's over to my left. That's a different view of my Mayberry stuff. If you look around, that's this whole room is full of Mayberry things. Of course, that's David Browning's room. He's got his Pride and Joy on the wall. If you look up there, kind of top left, that's Pride and Joy. He's got a little card like that he carries around in his pocket, as so do I. I have one. And of course, there's Betty. And there's Kenneth and Phil Fox and Christy. And it looks like Janet Anderson and her husband right behind her. I just can't see Janet with her arm, with Ernestine's arm back there. And there's Eli. It's Opie. Yeah, there he is. It's Chris Hudson. That's the filmmaker himself right there. And definitely something you guys hopefully will enjoy is the Mayberry Effect. So we got all kinds of fun Mayberry stuff coming out. So it ought to be great. All right, guys. I am ready to head on out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming. I don't see any other questions in the chat room that I'm supposed to be answering. I don't see any. All right, guys. I think that's good. Yep. I have one of those. I have a Pride and Joy card in my wallet. I have that in there. David had one. I think he gave it to me probably. I can't remember. All right, guys, let's get out of here and have a good Mayberry week. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. If I do, I guess you'll see me on Facebook or wherever. So you guys have a great week, guys. And let's start wrapping this thing up. I'd love to hear from you guys. Give me a call at 888-684-8415 or email me at floyd@imayberry.com. It's really good to see you, Danny, Randy, both of you guys. Great to see you. Dennis, I'm glad you were able to stay awake. Asa, that's a good job. Beatrice, I hope you're feeling good. I feel good. I don't feel bad. I'm feeling good. Let's see, Nip It. Need to add to Weaver's Department Store. Need to add what? Need to add to Weaver's Department Store. We got lots of stuff. Go check it out. Mayberry Man gear is at Weaver's Department Store. Nip It. Go check it out. It's there. So, and of course, I'm sure we'll have more as the time rolls along. So I better not play that. That'll probably get me in trouble. Let's play something else on the way out. You guys have a great Mayberry week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Hail to thee, Miss Mayberry. All hail to thee, all hail. Your loveliness, your majesty brings joy to every male. All hail, 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 all hail. Hail to thee, Miss Mayberry. All hail to thee, all hail.
My hometown is the greatest place I know, where the neighbors I find are gentle and kind, and the living easy and slow. Is the only place to be. kids grow tall and strong and healthy and free. It's my hometown.